Good morning and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Today I am very excited to talk about a very important topic of love. James, would you like to introduce yourself first?
Yeah, you kind of just did, but I'm James Curry. I'm with the Communications Department here at MCHD. Virginia's the expert. She is our behavioral health specialist, and like she said, today's topic, since tomorrow is Valentine's Day, is love and different ways to fill your love tank and explain love, to receive it, and to give it. So why don't you go ahead with some of the stuff that you have written down there.
Okay, James, I will. And today we really wanted to start out talking about love. A famous author, is he a psychologist too?
The Beatles?
This
All
guy.
You Need Is Love? No, he is not.
He's a counselor though,
Yes,
right?
he is. Yeah.
Okay, I actually haven't read the book from front to back, but I really agree with everything that he says from what I have read.
Let me share the book.
Okay.
This is the book that she's talking about. It's the 5 Love Languages.
Mm-hmm.
And the author, Gary Chapman, what we're gonna go into this morning, breaks down kind of the 5 basic, versions of love.
Right.
So should we go into some of them?
Let's go into them.
Okay.
So one of the main points as we discuss these love languages is paying attention to the way you give and receive love, and then also paying attention to the way your loved ones give and receive love. And the main point of that is, oddly enough, we actually are different in our love languages sometimes. So here are the love languages. James, do you want to outline them?
Yeah. The first is words of affirmation, and the second is quality time. Third is receiving gifts. The fourth is acts of service, and the fifth is physical touch. So I don't want to get anything wrong, so I bookmarked it here. So words of affirmation would be stuff like, Virginia, you look really nice in that outfit. So compliments, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
Those go a long way. And
Right.
If you're on a Valentine's Day budget, then I would recommend the freebie stuff. Wouldn't you?
The freebie stuff, hence words of affirmation.
Yeah, words of
Another
affirmation.
example of
Yeah.
words of affirmation, and I didn't come up with this, but it's really sweet, is the idea of getting a little note and writing something sweet. It could even, if you're a teenager, it could be your mother. If you have a wife or husband, it could be to them. If it's a coworker that you love, it could be to them. So you just write a sweet little note and you put it where they can find it. And sometimes that can totally brighten up somebody's day. And if you really want to go all out, you could include a little flower.
Well, a parent can also write
From the yard. I mean, it could be a weed. I don't know. Those yellow flower weeds are pretty cute.
There's a lot of weeds in the South. But as I was saying, it also works for a parent too. Like
Yeah.
you said, you can write a nice little note of encouragement or love and hide it in their lunchbox. And then when they get to school, they're completely embarrassed.
Sure, but they deep down love it.
They do.
And really, I mean, especially if a teen is watching, doing that for your mama, that would really brighten her day. Because she likes to feel appreciated. We all know this.
Let's go to the second
next.
one, quality time, which is important because it kind of forces you sometimes to do things for the other person that you normally wouldn't do. Like, hey, yeah, I'd love to go to a 3-year-old's birthday party, something like that. But the book says, think of an activity that your spouse enjoys, which brings little pleasure to you, but a lot of enjoyment to them. You may not be a fan of browsing, antique stores, but your spouse or your mate is, and, you're giving your time to them for one of their activities.
Yeah. And a lot of us know what it feels like when we do something like that, which is clearly self-sacrifice.
Like a 3-year-old's birthday party?
No, like if you don't like antique stores, going with your sweetie to it.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, again, you feel this love, and you are blessed when you give that love to somebody else, and the person is blessed, and you all just are just in this bubble of love.
Yeah.
So even though it might be difficult to get yourself to the store, or even to the gym. Say your spouse loves the gym, and they're like, come on with me, go. And that's a great way to show love.
Well, it does reciprocate, because there'll be an opportunity where you want to go do something that they may not be crazy about, and they will remember the time that you went to the 3-year-old's birthday party. I just keep going back to that.
That's good.
Because that's probably a perfect example of birthday
and I'm
party.
going to go beyond that. Okay, say that you don't have somebody in your life that you'd call, your significant other right now. Think about things that you love. Say you love nature. So if your love language is quality time, spend some quality time in nature, and take a walk outdoors. And this walk might be extra special because you're really spending that time in the midst of the beauty, and it can bring you that fulfillment of love. True. Is that a little too earthy, and do I sound like a tree hugger a little bit? Hey, if you're we'll wait.
Yeah.
Physical touch, you could just hug a tree.
Well, you're skipping ahead. Receiving gifts is the next one. So, which would be the perfect example if you like to give gifts and your spouse or your mate is frugal. They may want to reevaluate their budget a little bit.
Lots of reevaluating on Valentine's Day, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's awfully nice when you go out to dinner and they say, "Let me pay this time." That's a gift. That's
it is a gift.
You would have normally paid, and then they reciprocate. That's a
I'm
very
getting
nice
the between the lines. You think it'd be nice for maybe a woman that you're dating to do that sometimes?
I'm not reading the tweet. I'm just reading the.
Just kidding.
I'm just reading the script.
No, I have heard that. And obviously we're just talking. This is live. But I have heard that it's really nice, especially if you're dating somebody. Sometimes there's an expectation for the man to pay, and if you just sweetly pay yourself and do it out of love. Not contempt, but love. It's really nice.
Well, there's different types of gifts too. You don't have to go and buy something. You can make something.
You can totally make something. That's definitely the most special sometimes.
Well, let's go on to acts of service.
Okay.
And that's a really good one. Like, for instance, you see that your spouse or your mate's car tire is low, So you go and take their car to the gas station and fill their tire up, or you wash their car, or something like that. So you're doing something for them out of love.
Absolutely. And I gotta say, because obviously I'm a counselor and I have a counselor's perspective on a lot of things, I've seen this more with women, that it really means a lot if the man, say, out of the ordinary, cleans up the kitchen or cleans the dishes or does something and surprises her. That means a lot. But for a man, it's kind of like that's sometimes what he has an expectation of the role of the woman to clean up. So women, that can be difficult for you. Say your love language is acts of service, and you're like, oh my gosh, I pick up after him and I clean the kitchen and I do all this out of love, and he doesn't even notice. So that can be hard for you. So in understanding that there are different love languages, that might not be his love language, acts of service. His might be physical touch. So we're just looking to kind of build understanding.
Yeah, and it's not the 1950s any longer. So,
right.
Guys can help out.
Totally, and they usually do.
Yeah. So let's go on to physical touch,
All
since
right.
that was the last one outlined here. And that obviously is exactly what the title says. You know, if you're a more affectionate person than your spouse or mate, then, you know, you're the less affectionate one. You know, you may want to, like the book says, you're walking to the car from shopping, and you reach out and hold their hand. That means a lot. That means a lot.
Sweet.
Or, you know, you're sitting together on the couch watching TV and you just reach over and put your arm around them.
Really nice.
Yeah,
Really sweet.
Just that reaffirming, you know, touch, you know, like, hey, you know, you're present and you're there.
Okay, so what about those of us that are so busy and we don't really buy into the whole Valentine's Day thing? We think it's pretty silly, to be honest, and a great way for the community to be boosted as far as the economy goes. There's those of us.
You mean you mean the flower and greeting card industry?
Yeah, and chocolate and
yeah.
everything else.
Yeah.
So for those of us that are a little cynical, try to reframe it as just a time where you can feel love a little bit more. And even for today, I'm going to admit I've been really busy, and it helped me get in the right frame of mind by pondering about love and what love is. So I'm sharing that with you, that if you feel the pressure and you've got a million things, take a couple of minutes in your car when you're driving to just ponder what is love to you. And that can kind of get you in a better frame of mind, especially if you're on your way home to somebody that you love and you don't want to take anything out on them. Just ponder love, and it helps you kind of get in a frame of mind. And I have one more thing too.
Yeah, and I do too. So
the other thing is express gratitude. So especially if you're in a difficult time in your life, which day-to-day grind, there's going to be difficulties anyway for most of us. Think about things that you're grateful for, and that helps you shift your perspective. And I think that, you know, we are going to load a couple of notes, and I give some examples of things that you can speak that are words of life that can help you feel more grateful. And, you know, a grateful heart can be very radiant, and it helps you sometimes transcend the negative or the difficult circumstances, and transcend those circumstances and feel something beyond all that, something deeper.
that's pretty deep.
Is that deep? I'm pretty
no.
deep.
Someone must really love me because my phone is going off here when we're
Lots of words of affirmation coming in.
Yeah, but I
Maybe.
did want to share this book again. You can get it in the library. I mean, I checked it out before I bought it in the library. It's about 150 pages.
Yeah.
You can read it in a couple of nights, and just something else to ponder on. You know, what's tomorrow?
Valentine's Day.
Okay, what's Friday?
Friday the 15th?
No, it's also Valentine's Day. So if you keep that frame of mind where you're thinking, you know, you can continue this, not just one day a year. Every day should be.
Don't make them wait till just that one day.
Every day should be some form of Valentine's. And the last thing that I wanted to do that we talked about was do this exercise, okay? Take a blank piece of paper and fold it in half, all right?
Okay. Do I do this too?
Yeah, you can. And you are writing a book, okay? And you're getting to the end of the book, and now you're writing all of your acknowledgments of everyone that you wanted to thank that helped you write this book. So you start listing all the people that you're going to put in your book. Well, what you've done is you've just created a list of the most important people to you. And these are people that are on your heart, on your mind, and you think of often because you're going to thank them for helping write the book. So write it down and reference that list from time to time. These are the most important people to you. You can always add to the list. Try not to take anybody off of the list, obviously. But so let's just remember what tomorrow is, and Friday, and any other day after that. It's always Valentine's Day because you're always trying to fill your love tank back up.
Yeah.
And like Virginia said, we're going to post some notes from today, and anything you want to wrap up with.
I think the biggest message here is love, and to be in the moment and don't take advantage. Don't, what am I trying to say? As far as appreciate the people in your life that you love the most, because sometimes it's the people closest to us that we don't show how much we appreciate them. And like you said with the book, it's the people that are with you, in it with you, and that show that they care and that you appreciate. So remember that. Don't get too caught up in the busy hustle and bustle, because at the end of this life, it's really going to be about relationships and who's there for you. So again, getting a little deep, but love is deep, and love is everywhere. So it's sometimes just opening your heart to it.
So true.
All right.
So let's wrap up and tell you to make an appointment with Virginia, because she is a licensed counselor here, that you can call her not just on Valentine's Day, but any other day of the year at 251-690-8889.
And we have a whole team of professionals that are genuine people, and they care.
Thanks for tuning in today, and happy Valentine's Day to you tomorrow.
Smile and have a great Wellness Wednesday.
See ya.